welcome to the fabulous MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. As Premier Boxing Champions presents the press conference for PBC on Fox this upcoming Saturday. We go live at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific time. We have a dynamic night of action. We will start off the card as we have a matchup in the heavyweight division between two sluggers. It features Ajagba going head-to-head against Eren Demirezen. And then the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World is on the line as Caleb Sweet Hands Plant defends his title for the first time against the undefeated Mike Lee. Then at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific time, we'll transition to pay-per-view for the welterweight showdown as boxing's only 8-division world champion, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, battles Keith Thurman for the WBA welterweight championship of the world. And now let's meet the fighters that'll be involved in PBC on Fox this Saturday here in Las Vegas. First of all, this man has a very impressive record, 11 wins, 10 of those coming by way of knockout. He is a 2016 Olympian joining us from Turkey. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Ali Eren Demirezen. And his opponent on a Saturday night, his record 10 wins, no losses, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Nigeria, he is also a 2016 Olympian. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the hard-hitting, the one and only Ajagba. Up, guys. And now, ladies and gentlemen, both men will face off. Ajagba, Ali Eren Demirezen. Both men have high knockout percentages. This will kick off the Fox portion, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And now we get ready for our main event live on Fox this Saturday, as we have a matchup for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. First of all, we want to welcome to the stage his record, 21 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. A graduate from the University of Notre Dame, originally from Chicago, now fighting out of Santa Monica, California. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the fast-rising Mike Lee. And his opponent on a Saturday night, his record a perfect one also, 18 bouts, 18 victories, 10 of those coming by way of knockout. He defeated Jose Luis Uzcategui to capture the title back in January, and now makes the first defense of his championship. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, originally from Nashville, Tennessee, now fighting out of right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome the champion, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. Now face off, gentlemen. This is CalebPlant and Mike Lee going head-to-head for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World, live on Fox this Saturday here in Las Vegas. Both men are undefeated, so Monzo has got to go. Thank you, gentlemen. And now I will turn it over to my esteemed colleague from Fox Sports, Heidi Endrell.
Thank you very much, Ray. Thank you to all of the members of the media who've joined us here today as we gear up for an exciting night of boxing. It's toe-to-toe action up and down this card. You are not going to want to miss it. And as Ray said, we have 4 undefeated fighters sitting before us here today, but somebody's O, in fact, 2 O's have to go. Let's go to you first, champ. Caleb, last time I saw you, we were in Beverly Hills. We had our kickoff press conference. Things got a little heated between you and Mike Lee. It seems as though things have escalated throughout this fight camp. What are your thoughts of him in this moment?
It's not really about my thoughts about him. It's just the platform we're on. I'm excited to be on this platform for people, world champions like myself and others, to display their talents. And I'm really just waiting for that bell to ring so I can get in there and, you know, he can say what he wants to say, I can say whatever, but when that bell rings, we're going to find out what the truth is. So.
Mike, when you hear Caleb this week say things like his chin don't have muscles, it doesn't have muscles, he's going to wave the white flag, or I'm going to wave it for him, what do you think of those statements?
I mean, like I said since day one, nothing that comes out of his mouth really concerns me. All that matters is when the bell rings. And so, you know, this training camp's been incredible for me. This is a huge opportunity for me. I'm coming with everything I got, and I'm so excited. The bigger the stage, the better I perform. So here we are.
Well, there's no bigger stage. And for you, Caleb, the stage is at home. I've seen, and I've spoken to Coach Wade, I've talked to some of your team, and I've seen your Instagram, and you're in insane shape. Better shape than you were for your last fight. I don't even know what those muscles are that you've got when you flex. The gills is what I'm told by Jordan. What have you done differently, and why have you amped up training so much for this fight?
I wouldn't really say that we've done a whole lot of things differently. I've just went harder, and we've added a little bit more. I've been saying this all week, and you'll continue to hear me say it. It was a goal to win a world title. It was not the goal. I don't feel like I'm at the peak of the mountain. I feel like I'm at the base of it, and I don't feel like I'm the hunted. I still feel like I'm hunting. So this camp was just about going harder than last, and as you've heard correctly, I'm in better shape, I'm meaner, I'm stronger, and like I keep saying, I'm just waiting for that bell to ring.
You know what, Mike, I've also spoken to your team. Tariq had told me he's an NFL trainer. He said that he brought his entire stable of NFL guys down to train with you in Santa Monica in the sand. Where have you grown the most, and which NFL players helped you the most?
Well, I mean, Tariq's been a huge part of my camp along with my entire team. Jamal Abdullah and Julian Chua and Andy Galpin as well helped me with this weight cut. I feel phenomenal. So, you know, it's been more about training around those elite athletes, but everything we're doing is boxing focused. We've stepped it up. You know, we know that this is a huge fight, and so everything we've done for the past 10 weeks, I mean, actually longer than that, has really stepped it up. And so, you know, I feel phenomenal. The weight's coming off, and I'm in a beautiful, beautiful position.
You last weighed in at your last fight 173 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, you have to weigh in at 168 pounds. How's your weight right now?
It's great. I mean, all we have to do is hit that 168 and then the 10-pound weigh-in. But come fight night, I know I'm going to be the bigger, stronger fighter, and I can box too, and I have athleticism. So, you know, all these things combined, I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling like the new champ.
What do you weigh right now?
205 pounds.
How about you, Caleb?
I'm on weight right now. Y'all been seeing me. If y'all follow me, y'all know I eat good. I eat what I want, when I want. I'm not into all that. So it takes 12 weeks. It's going to take him 12 weeks to get down in weight, and he thinks he can put all that back on in 24 hours. It don't work like that. But, you know, they work with football players and stuff. Boxing's a little bit different.
Well, you look good for 205 pounds, that's
Thank
for sure.
you. 225, actually.
Oh, 225, yeah, it's going up by the minute. When we get to the weigh-in tomorrow, it's the final chance for you to see Mike Lee. Do you put any weight into weigh-in day and what you might see from an opponent?
Muscles don't win fights. Size don't win fights. Words don't win fights. Skills win fights. Anybody who knows me knows I have the skills. They know I got the grit. I'm the full package. I've been doing this my whole life. unlike him, I've been doing this my whole life. Nothing else. No Subway commercials, like I said. No selling CBD, none of that. I've been boxing my whole life. I'm bred for this. So when that bell rings, he's going to find out the hard way.
I mentioned that you talked about waving the white flag. Do you think he has quit in him?
We're going to find out when that bell rings.
That we will. Mike, in terms of your training, where do you feel the most improved? Because I know you've done a lot of things differently and you've upped your game.
I mean, everything in my camp we've been doing, you know, and what comes out of his mouth, like I said, doesn't concern me. I mean, I appreciate the CBD plug and keep making money for my businesses, but when the bell rings, I'm gonna come with it, and he's gonna feel that power like he's never felt before, and that's really, you know, all I care about.
You went to Notre Dame. You graduated with a degree in finance. You will become, if you win, the first ever boxing champion out of Notre Dame. Does that add a little extra pressure? Is that something that's in the back of your mind?
It doesn't add any pressure. We've had, you know, a phenomenal, the alumni network and the fans have followed me from city to city. I fought in Vegas like 7 times, headlined at Notre Dame. You know, that school's been a huge part of my career, you know, in and out of sports. You know, they've taught me a lot about giving back. So whether it's getting involved in Notre Dame charities or getting involved in the alumni network, it's been a part of me since I was 0-0. And here we are at 21-0, going for 22-0, about to win this title. And I know that Notre Dame alumni are going to be out, and the Fighting Irish are going to be really loud Saturday night.
Well, there's another fight on this card that's pretty exciting. Anyone who knows heavyweights knows that you don't want to blink, especially with these two sitting here. In fact, it marks the first time 2 Olympians from the class of 2016 will meet in the pros, which I think is pretty amazing. I can't believe that hasn't happened yet, but the 2 of you will meet for the first time, both as undefeated heavyweights. If you look back at history, there's been some great history of undefeated heavyweights meeting for the first time in the pros. You've got guys like Riddick Bowe and Holyfield, Frazier Ali, Foreman Frazier. So pretty exciting stuff here. F.A., for you, did you cross paths or did you know of your opponent at all during those Olympic Games?
I didn't know him. I didn't know, like, I didn't see him on the Olympics, so I didn't know he went to Olympics. So, you know, I'm very excited to fight him.
How about you? Did you know who F.A. was during the Olympics? Did you ever see him there?
Efe'yi olimpiyatlardan tanıyorum.
I know Efe from the Olympics.
You do. And what did you see him fight?
Hangi maçlarını seyrettin diye?
Son 2 maçını seyrettim profesyonelde.
The last 2 fights professional I watch.
All right. Well, I know that you want to make a big statement. Your first fight in the U.S. I know, F.A., you want to keep that streak going. It's going to be a good one on Fox. And the bonus is that these fights are free. They start, as Ray told you earlier, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. Let's get back to our main event now. Caleb, you've got all of your family here, your friends, your team. This is your home. Do you feel a little bit of extra pressure or excitement maybe because you're getting to do this on this stage, defend your world title for the first time at home on this big platform?
No extra added pressure just because my friends and family are there. I've been through things in life that really put the pressure on you. So when it comes to this boxing, it's like a sanctuary for me. I get to just, you know, in the outside world, we don't get to control everything, but when that bell rings or when I'm in the gym, I get to control what's going on. And I think that's why it's been a sanctuary for me. So for my friends and family to be front row for what I'm about to do on Saturday night, no extra pressure. It's going to be fun.
I know that you're a big visualization guy. Mike, your team told me this week that you too are big into visualization. How have you seen this fight playing out?
Oh, I just think every fight of my career, I visualize what I want, and that's the victory. You know, and throughout training camp, I think having that mental aspect is really important. And I took this fight because I know in my heart I'm going to win this fight. So that's how I visualize this fight, and that's how I see it playing out.
All right, well, we'll give you an opportunity for closing comments now. We'll start with you, Mike Lee.
I just want to thank everybody coming out, my team, friends and family. I'm really excited to show the world what I'm all about. It's my first world title opportunity, so like I said before, I'm just putting everything into it. I'm not a big talker. I'm not a big trash talker, so you're not going to see me on Twitter and Instagram talking trash. I prove everything in the ring. So I've had a lot of different guys that said a lot of different things. All 21 of my fights, I beat them all. I plan on doing the exact same thing Saturday night.
Caleb?
I think it's exciting to hear that our co-main event is a first with the heavyweights, who are both undefeated and both from the Olympics. But what's ironic about that is something with Mon and Mike's fight is also a first for Fox. We're the first Fox fight out of all the main events who didn't go to LA to do a face-to-face. We didn't get to sit down. Anyone else notice that? That we didn't get to sit down and do a face-to-face? I'm wondering why Fox got an email saying, Mike won't be showing up and there will be no face-to-face because there's bad blood. First off, that's a bit of an understatement compared to all the bad bloods that there's been throughout boxing. Secondly, y'all think if there was really bad blood that CalebPlant wouldn't show up? That I wouldn't want to be a part of that if there was actual bad blood? Y'all know me better than that. So I just have a question for Mike of why we didn't get to do a face-to-face. Because if he really felt like he was going to beat me, since all that many people don't really know him in or outside of boxing, wouldn't he go do that face-to-face to publicize this fight and to publicize himself? That way, after this fight, his brand would be that much bigger? That's because he knows he's not going to beat me.
All that matters is what happens in the ring Saturday night.
So why didn't we do a face-to-face? Tell him why we didn't do a face-to-face.
All that matters Saturday night.
Why didn't we do a face-to-face?
We hop in the ring.
Because he didn't want to sit in front of me. He didn't want to be in that room. Because he says what I say don't bother him.
We'll do face-to-face right now.
But he didn't want to sit in that room with me by himself. Because he knows I eat him alive. If words didn't bother him in LA, then why didn't we sit down in the same room together and do face-to-face? Because he didn't want to show up.
Everybody knows you're not the brightest star in the sky here, man.
Then why didn't we do face-to-face? Answer that. Because he don't have the answer. He don't want to answer in front of you guys. He don't want to say why. Answer the question. Why didn't we do a face-to-face?
Exactly. Saturday night is all that matters. Final answer.
There you have it.
We can't wait.
There you have it.
We'll send it back to you.
Scared.
Thank you for watching. Well, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you click somewhere around here and subscribe. From fight highlights to exclusive interviews, we have got everything you need as a boxing fan right here on PBC on Fox.